calling out Chrissy Teigen. She stalked me. She harassed me. She bullied me. And keep in mind, I was a minor. She would call me a whore, a slut. She would tell me she hated me. She would just, every name in the book she called me.
Now, Chrissy Teigen blocked me on Twitter several years ago, but she said some nasty things about me in the past as well because of my advocacy for law enforcement, something that we know she is certainly not a fan of. But President Trump was exactly... He said some nasty things about me in the past.
Tommy, you are no stranger to vicious online bullying, and you're not a stranger to Chrissy Teigen either.
Now, Chrissy Teigen blocked me on Twitter several years ago, but she said some nasty things about me in the past as well because of my advocacy for law enforcement, something that we know she is certainly not a fan of. But President Trump was exactly right about Chrissy Teigen. She is filthy mouth. She's always been filthy mouth. But the thing about this is, you know, I am no fan of cancel culture. I don't believe in canceling people. I believe in extending grace to people that actually apologize. And I believe that those people should receive forgiveness. But furthermore, it's always interesting to me that those on the left that act in nasty, disgusting, repulsive ways, as Chrissy Teigen has for years, they don't seem to extend that same grace that they ask for to anybody else. She said horrible things about our former president. She said horrible things about a long list of conservatives. This is what she does. And then she always seems to play the victim when people say anything about her or her family. So at the end of the day, this is just the leftist double standard. We'll see if she's actually canceled or not. Something tells me that just like every other vocal liberal celebrity out there, she'll issue a half-hearted apology, and in a week or two, all will be forgotten because that has been the pattern.
And Kaylee, so Tommy brought up that she sparred with President Trump, calling him the world's biggest bully, and then now we find out she was telling a 16-year-old repeatedly and consistently to kill herself.
Yeah, I can say this. President Trump has never tweeted anything remotely close to some of the things that I've read from Teigen's feed. She apparently was sending these DMs saying, "I can't wait for you to die" to the girl. Take a dirt nap, referencing her funeral. Things like this, and this was a pattern. She said to Lindsay Lohan, "You're going to add more slits to your wrist in the same year." Wow. And even went to Sarah Palin and said, "I hope you shoot yourself in the face." So it leads me to ask this, and I'm paraphrasing, but those were the tweets in summation. So, you know, Ken, someone's made a good point. President Trump's banned for inciting violence. What about Chrissy Teigen? Because he's never tweeted anything like that.
But that lets you know how long social media has selectively been keeping people on a pedestal. I mean, if the people who were curating, remember, and a lot of times these were not algorithms that were doing this. We know from Twitter in the investigation recently that they had curators, people making these things trend. Where did we learn that from? That racial slur that was levied against Senator Tim Scott recently. So, you know, how long have they had a protected perch to take shots at everybody else? I just want to know, her company's called Cravings, this cookware, right? Who's craving for a lack of integrity in class from Chrissy Teigen?
Exactly.
Who's craving for that? Who now will protect her, now that Target and Macy's, I mean, will some of these platforms go and look at her Twitter feed now? Will they go? And by the way, a tweet never really dies.
Yeah,
I don't know.
never dies.
I don't know if she bothered to delete any of this, but they never really die.
Right, so Chris, to Harris's question, she has over 13 million followers, and among them, for a moment, President Biden, who only followed, I believe it was around 10, until she said, no, don't follow me, I want to be able to be myself. Again, this is someone who is...
What does that even mean?
Right, I mean, but she's put it all out there for these kinds of very vitriol that she's put out there. 13 million.
And she's been a mean person for a very long time, but she was never questioned on that. She was elevated by friends in the media who allowed her to offer an image that was completely false, make millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I'm not against cancel culture turning on her, whatever you want to call it, because when people like her are the creators of these machines that ruin lives, eventually they'll turn on you as well.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that in her apology, she said, "I just wanted to be beloved by you guys," and yet she never actually apologized to Courtney Strawberry. It was a public apology out there. I think she...
Although she claimed she did the private apology, she didn't.
Right, so a lot of it has to do with that, the public adoration of her. Okay, seemingly. Airline